Is there such thing as too much power? Okay, maybe there is, but I found out that 300 horse or so is the sweet spot. For tire shredding fun, that is. So I picked an ideal list of 4 cars, plus an honorable mention, that are all dirt cheap and ready for action. So, what are you waiting for? Let's go! What? You didn't know that I wore regular clothes? Let's start off this list with some American muscle, baby. And the 5th generation Mustang, also known as codename S197, debuted in 2005 and has some design cues known as retrofuturism. Yeah, from a distance, you can tell these Mustangs were influenced by the styling of the 60s Mustang Fastback. And that wasn't necessarily a bad thing, nor was Ford's refreshed all-aluminum 4.6-liter single overhead cam V8 pushing out 300 horsepower. Yes. 300 horsepower. This was a huge deal when the S197 came out. And that's enough power for some tire shredding fun. Perhaps the best thing about the Mustang GT is that it's an all-in-one ready-to-rip package. Want to daily drive it? No problemo. Need to haul you and your friends? It's got back seats for that. And you want to wake up the neighbors? Yeah. That's no problem either. Plus, the 5th generation Mustang is a steal of a deal. You can find ones like this white GT with red guts for under $6K. God, that thing looks good. This famous filly definitely has some kick in its gallop. Hey, does that thing have a Hemi? Well, this 4-door sedan does. The Dodge Charger RT, using the Chrysler LX platform, was a fresh new look of an oldie but a goodie. Once again, the design language was reminiscent of the 1960s Chargers, which were a thing of beauty. Now, the RT version, which stands for Road Track, not Road and Track, just Road Track, came with this beautiful 5.7-liter Hemi V8 pumping out a healthy 340 horses. And anytime that you hit the gas just a wee bit too hard, this happens. Okay, maybe the go pedal isn't that touchy, but with that much horsepower in a 4-door sedan, you'd expect to get horrible gas mileage. And you'd be wrong. See, this engine has a multiple displacement system, which will allow you to cruise on 4 cylinders on the highway. And you know what that means? The ultimate road trip mobile. 23 miles to the gallon on the highway. And then when you mash the pedal to the ground, all 8 cylinders are there to thrust you back into your seat. But who are we kidding? We're here for cheap horsepower, and the Charger will give it to you in doses. Just check out how cheap you can get this dark blue Charger ready to light them up. Yeah, the Charger's a 4-door muscle car ready for action. The Korean auto manufacturer Hyundai has done a few things right in the past decade, like this Hyundai Genesis coupe with contemporary styling, rear-wheel drive, and 300 plus horses under the hood. It was quite the surprise when Hyundai decided to push this car out to the market about a decade ago. And the real gem is this 3.8 all-aluminum dual overhead cam engine pushing out 306 horsepower. Now, I know that we're talking about cheap cars with over 300 horsepower, but another trim level to look for is the Track Edition, standard with limited slip differential, Brembo brakes, and 19-inch wheels. Or if you're a track rat, you can go all in with the R spec, which has all the track goodies minus anything and everything else that you need. And you could get those trim levels with either the naturally aspirated 3.8 or this 2-liter turbo pushing out 210 horses stock, which, yes, I know is under 300 horse. But if you like turbo sounds and you like to spend cash money on mods, the turbo might be your golden ticket to 300 plus horse motoring. And if you want to know of other cars that have insane tuning potential, check out this ideal vid. So for the Genesis, if you want 300 horse stock, you gotta snag the naturally aspirated 3.8 liter, like this good looking silver one for $4,500. I gotta say, the Hyundai Genesis Coupe is definitely one of the most underrated sports cars that's packing some heat. And before we get into that honorable mention, it's time for the ideal question of the day. When you were a little kid, what was your ideal dream job? Was it to be a firefighter, or maybe be an astronaut, or maybe just be a full-time YouTuber like me? Love you guys. Let us know down in the comments. After a 33-year hiatus, the ultimate sleeper returned with a vengeance. It's the Mercury Marauder. A Mercury with an attitude ready to lay down 2 lines of fresh rubber. And with a robust chassis, suspension, and drivetrain, including a 302 horsepower dual overhead cam 4.6 liter V8, this thing was built to unassumingly get you to places really fast. Now, the reason that it's the honorable mention is because it's not super cheap, but they have been going up in value recently because they were built for only a couple of years. And if you got an extra 8K sitting around, this black Merc can be yours. Plus, if you use the Ideal Car strategies, I bet you could get it for under 5. Out of all the cars on this list, this one is the ideal investment opportunity to haul ass, burn gas, and sell the car in a year or two for more than what you paid. Now, that's what I call an ideal car. So, you want a cheap 300 horses? I got you. This Pontiac Grand Prix GXP rewrote the rulebook for front-wheel drive, high horsepower cars. And why is that, you ask? Well, this is the first production car that I know of that had 8-inch wide wheels in the front and 7-inch wide wheels in the rear. Yes, the rear wheels were smaller than the front. And this was to help the 64% front weight bias due to the engine and heavy drivetrain components all in the front of the vehicle. So with a smaller rear tire, in theory, it would handle like a front engine, rear wheel drive car would. But come on, with an LS under the hood with 303 horses, it's a straight line sleeper ready to pull all that weight forward. And since no one really knows about the GXP, they're cheap, like under 3K all day long with quad exhaust tips. Now that is deals on deals on deals, kind of like these 7 JDM cars for under 10K. Or check out what YouTube recommends you watch next. Oh, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe, but either way, you can't lose, and as always, keep living that ideal lifestyle.